Welcome back to the channel. Since we were last in on screen, as I said, we were busy completing this fridge box. Some advancements have been made. Let's just give you a quick tour. Right, so what we've achieved so far is the worktop is now in and solid, backsplash is on, and we've also got the drawer slides in, they're full extension drawer slides which will allow us full access to the contents of the fridge. So what we've got left to do now is build the slide for the fridge to sit on, and obviously the drawer front. We've still got to mill this piece to close in down there to escape the vents. Right, let's put you back up on there. So we've still got to do that, which is what we're going to go and do next. So we need to take some measurements for the exact size of the slide. We're going to wrap it just to give it some sort of strength. We're going to use the old cuts of timber that the old box was made from, just to give it the framework on the base, because it's good and solid material. And then trip to B&Q, where we'll get some more furniture board just to make up the doors, because we need to make up doors in the same plane that the other unit is made in. So we'll cut that strip. We've got hopefully material that can do that, to give us that little piece, and then we will we'll fasten that on using good old angle brackets, of which I've got plenty. So we'll fix that onto the side. That will hide the drawer runners and the little step out piece that it's all fitted to. So at B&Q we need to get some more of the grey timber to do the drawer front. We need to get a worktop side piece in black just to finish off that edge. Need to try and find my black silicone again so we can gum in the backsplash and just down this lead edge on the step. It's no good me doing that and they're not showing you. So we need to gum in the backsplash as we did here, and then just gum down this edge just here, just to stop any water that does get on here going that way. This isn't necessarily going to be for liquid stuff. This is more sort of food prep, and night time just stick the coffee in that on, so just in case the coffees do go over, it'll stop water going down that way and going between the cabinets. So the kitchen is nice, it's got that break, it's stepped back as well, which just gives the illusion of much more space. When you sort of stood here, it's just nice to have that, just that little bit of break. The worktop is also set back, only about maybe 1.5–2 centimeters, but it's enough to give it that break. So that actually sits behind the door for the cupboards, so it just gives an illusion of space. Does mean now that we can get this piece here. Oh, you still can't see when I'm doing things like that, so let me flick you around. Does now mean we can do this trim piece here to tidy up this piece, which will just finish that. So all we're going to do is just trim this carpet back about there, and I'll put a single strip piece in up to there, which will just feed in nicely behind the insulation for the wall, and that grab that carpet, and that will get pinned in 3 places and then capped with the same sort of studs that I've put over the other screws, and that will just go direct into the rib, and that will just sit there nicely protecting that and just make that nice and finished. We have got a curtain Coming for the slide door when it eventually arrives. That will cover that window. That'll just give a nice image covering there. I do have to tidy up that door though first before that goes on, just to make that nice and pretty. Just give it a little bit of a tidy up and a lick of paint, and that should see that. That's all future stuff though, so we the cosmetic side of stuff we won't worry too much about till we get her actually kind of finished and prepped. Still got the upper cupboard to do. The hope is that on these couple of days that I can get the back doors filled in with their templates, which me and Pete did get busy with, and that's them. So we've got the template to do both doors now, so we can get timber cut to the appropriate width, the maximum width, and that, lay the templates on, trim them out and that, and cover them in the carpet. Boof, door's done. Sounds simple. And then it's just trim pieces. We've still got the little trim pieces to do for the edges of the roofs. So there's still a lot. It's finishing work now more than anything. And then we're kind of cooking on gas, as they say. So I've got limited time this week. I am off for the Easter holidays, which is nice. And then we've got a couple of days off just after that as well, because this old fart turns 50. So we finally made it. So much taking the pee out of family, including Lorena, who has already reached that massive milestone, is now going to come back and bite me. Never mind. Old age comes to us all, so I'm still young at heart. Mentally I've only reached the age of 5, so as I'm sure the family will concur. So without further ado, let's crack on, because we do need to get the B&Q while it is open today. Although there is always tomorrow morning, but tomorrow morning we want to be servicing her. So she's at that stage again where she needs oil, coolant, fuel filter, air filter, cabin filter, all doing. And then this is the last of her running services since we rebuilt the engine. Hopefully going to try and get that all done tomorrow, and then we can bugger off for a couple of days for this old fart's birthday. So I'm going to pause you here in Doris, and we're going to head up to the cabin, and I'll join you up there where we can start milling some timber to do the frame. Catch you at that end. Oh, before I go, must say a massive thank you to all of my subscribers. We are now well over the 1,000 mark. I lost the ability to count then, and in fact, I don't know if you can see that, we are now at 1,249 subscribers. So a massive thank you to all of you guys. It is very much appreciated that you keep watching me in this flipping epic build. Work really does get in the way of me doing what I enjoy doing. So need to get me some sponsors and that, so I can give up work and do this and actually crack them out in decent time. And now the summer's here, I can actually really, well, I say the summer's here, I've got good weather today. Hopefully, you know, we can crack on. But a massive thank you to all of the subscribers. Your support is really brilliant. Thank you. Right, see you up at the cabin. Okay, right. We are back up the cabin. This is essentially going to be the fridge drawer box. We've repurposed the front of the fridge box for the drawer. couldn't really use it for much else, so we've ended up with this a hole in the bottom. It's not a major issue. Right, the sides will be connected with biscuits and then just a couple of screws, just to really give it some support. And then the drawer runners will screw into these, so this will give it the strength that it needs. These will be scalloped out to the appropriate size to allow us to get to the cables for the fridge itself, but I need the height at the front to give me something for the front of the drawer to adhere to. So fingers crossed. So that'll also get biscuit jointed into the face edges and the bottom of the drawer, which will just give it that strength. So let me get these marked up, and then we'll get them. Well, I'll bring you back for that part. I'll get it all marked up first, and then I'll bring you back, and then I'll show you the milling process for that back in a sec. Okay, right. So what we've done, clamped it up. Okay, I've put 2 screws in just to permanently hold these two together, because I do not want them shifting. And this is the sacrificial end. So we've got a mark line here. I've drilled a pilot hole just to get the arbor bit ready. We've got a 60mm hole saw piece, which will drill that, and we'll just monitor it going through. And then it's a multi-sized hole saw. I don't particularly like these, they're quite brutal, but they work. So we'll pilot through, and then we'll finish off drilling the other side from the other side. So okay, right. Now reach outside. Oh, that's warm. Now hold it. Here's a go for the other. And there's a hole, you can see. Oh, this one. Yeah, those screws on. Right. That. Right. Now, with these, we just click off now. Good idea, they're not in the same sense. They work. No one failing these over the top, but they do. They work. Right, we've got a hole for this side. So you just drop it. Drill it in. Okay. Easy, then. Down. There we go. As you can see, the idea, a little bit scuffed, we'll sand that out. The idea of going through both sides is it minimises the chip out. We will round this all over anyway, so that's not a major problem. As I said, we just take that out and then we'll rebuild that. There we go, and we'll rebuild this afterwards. Next job is to make the corresponding cuts. So I'm only doing this so that you can see it as well. So I want to be right on that edge, like so. So what we're going to do now is we'll use a table saw and we'll just make that cut, and then this whole long cut we'll do after we've made that cut, and then this will just connect the 2 pieces. And for that, we'll just use the, wherever I've put it, there it is, the mitre gauge. So, like so. And then, so when setting the saw height, as I've said before, you just want it just slightly above your piece. So, I'm fortunate in the respects that I've already made a cut on this. So I've got something I can, tell you what, we'll do it so that you can see it as well, because that'll be nicer. And then what we'll do is we'll crank that blade right up, I think. So apologies for the noise, I will mute it down on the video, but so you can see. So, we'll just finish this piece off when we're, so you can see actually. Yeah, we'll just finish this little bit off with a chisel just to get that nice, and then we'll just round that end over with the sander. Right, as we run this next piece through. So again, now we're just going to take this piece out, and we'll want to plug it in. Now you notice I didn't move the piece at all until such time as the blade had stopped. Everything about safety. Now we've got, put those in my wood store, undoubtedly come in handy for something. Always wind your blade down. Now I've only removed the guards obviously for camera work so that you can see what I'm doing. Keep the camera stuff on, peeps. Okay, so we need to tidy up these edges, round over these, round over all the sides on the top, just to make it aesthetically pleasing, nothing else. Give it a flipping good sand, test fit it again to see then if the fridge will sit in nicely. So the reason we've cut this down is so that we can gain access to the controls of the fridge, otherwise well, you can't. Simple as that. So if you need to change the fridge, you can't. One of those things. So let's get these sanded up and just finish off these edges, and then I'll come back to you again. There you go, as you can see it's scalloped out, sanded, rounded over all these edges, and it's ready to go in. Now you note that it's not all the way to the back. That is deliberate because these are the size pieces of wood that I had, and I wasn't milling up any new ones when I've got these sat here doing nothing. So the big question is, with it sat like that, does a bloody fridge fit? I've got to get a lighter fridge. So, the big test. Yes is the answer. So, to give you I'll give you a little tour. So, where is it there? Right, little tour. So as you can see, this back edge, yeah, there's clearance at the back, which is good, and that you can see here the fridge actually touches. So these now, if you look at this edge, yeah, you'll see that the fridge can't come forward anywhere. Same with on this edge, and then nicely scalloped out so you can access all of these, so you can change the modes on the fridge. It's a fridge tray. Now we've got enough clearance here so that the cold gases there, which are also mimicked on the back, have got space to accumulate, and as we all know, cold air is denser than warm air, so this will actually now fully serve a purpose which will allow the air to sink below the well of the fridge rather than harbour it. So that is the fridge box for this part. So what we need to do now is disassemble, mark up the glue it. So let me put you back on stand. It's a gorgeous day here. So we need to glue her up and then screw it. That came out. Start on one side first. Bloody things. They're really good, but they're buggers to get out when you're putting it in for a test fit. So, good old fashioned wood glue. That's all that's required. Trusty hammer, just to make sure that they are seated. PVA glue, it's great stuff, but messy, very messy, and a little bit in the, a little bit on the other side in the slots, just so it works with the glue. No, old sanding disc will do. We'll clean that up afterwards. One end. Same again on this end. And this end has the added complications of being the finished end, or the former finished end. So of course glue isn't going to stick to that end, but that's not a problem because it's the biscuits that are going to do the work for us. So and we just want to make sure that these edges are flush with the face of the timber. Like so. And then with just a little bit more of a pinch. Lovely. Let's clear that up. So that is the draw front, or the draw base even, not the front, the base. Remember to cap your glue. I want that drying out, that's a dick to get out otherwise. So, there you have it. So, things we need to do now is to get the face frame material. Should do. Doesn't get any better than that. Perfectly square on the upright as well. So that's the draw base made for the fridge. It's dead simple. There's nothing fancy or fluffy about the carpentry on this. There really isn't. So what we need to do now is measure up fully for the face, for the door face, so that we can close it all off, and then we need to get this installed. Simple as, really, isn't it? So like I said, we've got this edging strip down here to do to hide all the extra stuff. There's a hole to drill in for the wire for the fridge, otherwise we can't power it. But that's not a major issue, that's just making the hole at the various height, and then we'll put some P-clips in just to keep the wire back, stop it getting trapped. And there you go. So we'll give that about a good half an hour or so before we contemplate even lifting it out of the clamps. The biscuits are the stuff that's going to do all the hard work. holding it. The only reason for the screws when we take it out the clamps is just added protection, because there is a lot of weight on there, right, and we don't want anything capable of risking taking this out. So if I get it positioned right, the screws that hold the drawer slide in will also go through into the base part. Doesn't matter if it doesn't, it's not a massive problem, but this is what it looks like. So one drawer base. Ta-da! So I'm going to stop it here for the moment, just while this sets up. We'll go and take some other measurements. We'll get the other piece for the side strip milled, if we've got a piece that'll do it. I don't think that will. I can't. Maybe. Nope. Nope, definitely not. But we might have a piece of other stuff kicking around, or may even do a return on the pallet. On the pallet wood, we've got some more pallet wood kicking around somewhere. I have got quite a large stock of timber down there, so I will go through, see what I got. I'd prefer to do it in the grey just so it matches, but it's not a massive problem if it doesn't. So pause it for here. Let me just do that, and then we'll kick you around to there. Oh, where is it? There. So we'll pause it for the moment, and we'll come back once this is all dried up and that, and we actually fit it into the cabinet for the first time. So I'm going to go and get a cup of tea, because I've got a face like a flip-flop. Diphthong. We're going to see what other material I've got kicking around, see if we've got a piece that's big enough to do that side strip. If we have, we'll just quickly get that milled and installed. I need to find the edge facing. That'll be fun. And then we shall see you shortly. So for now, at least, thanks for watching. Do give it a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and once again thank you to all the subscribers, and we will see you in the next one when we fit that into the Doris. See you in a bit.